Yeah, Gadgetfag, I'm saying that monk mode's not that big of a deal. You see, every business guru or just business successful guy or just successful guy, they just say that the monk mode is the best way that you can achieve your dreams. It's the fastest way that you can achieve your goals, make your business, make a lot of money in summary. I'm not saying that they're wrong, but they are. Okay, I'm gonna explain what I mean by that. So, monk mode actually works. I've been doing monk mode for a while. Although, after analyzing the story and what successful guys actually done during the journey, I noticed a pattern. A pattern that I applied into myself that helped me skyrocketing my success, skyrocketing my results, and putting in the work every single day more than when I was doing the monk mode. And yeah, I'll just share it. The secret, as you might have read the title of the video, it's nightmare mode. What the hell is nightmare mode? Okay, so I'll try to simplify it. Very rich guys, they often have this story that they were broke, like extra broke, to the point that they were negative rich, if that makes sense. And here's the thing. Alex Becker is the guy who actually created the concept of nightmare mode, but I think I could add some information to his nightmare mode. Yes, it still follows the concept of monk mode. Do not use drugs, do not use alcohol, coffee. Anyway, nightmare mode is about going a little bit more intense. As I mentioned, those guys, they went broke, right? Okay, keep with me. Those guys, they went broke. And during the time that they were broke, take Alex Hormozi, for example, he was $200,000 in debt. And in that single month, he made more money than he ever made in his life in a single month. The reason being, he was in deep shit. And that's what nightmare mode is about. I made my own nightmare mode. You might ask, how did you do it? It's pretty simple. Besides just cutting every single thing from my life, I always been used to play video games every single day, all the day long, to the point that I don't have a television in my room anymore. I don't have a television, so I cannot even plug my Xbox consoles. I literally cannot play even if I wanted. You see, but that's not the only thing. You gotta be, as I mentioned, you gotta go into deep shit. I've never had much money. I'll be honest, I never had much money. So when I noticed that those guys, they get that motivation of survival, you know, they are literally in survival state. They have to fight to survive. I thought, how can I apply that survival state into myself? And the fun thing is, that came naturally to me because, as I mentioned in previous videos, I was in Australia living by my own when I was 18 years old, and that already put me into a survival state. But even though I had that survival state of being on my own in a foreign country, I don't know anybody, it wasn't enough, you know? It wasn't enough to trigger my nightmare mode. So I had to go a little deeper. I started spending money. I started spending a lot of money. Well, not just randomly just throwing my money away and setting it on fire. I'm not that stupid. But what I've done is I started buying courses, buying coaching, buying all those sort of stuff, investments. But I didn't actually have the money. I mean, I could pay for it, but I wouldn't have money for anything else. You see, I am pressuring myself into getting into that situation. And this is the concept that I want to get into, talking about this nightmare mode. Nightmare mode, as I mentioned, is more advanced than doing just monk mode. It's not only about not smoking, not drugs or coffee or whatever. It's also a few concepts like do not listen to music, do not watch movies. There is a very good reason to that. When you are limiting yourself to the things that you do, the things that you're doing, you are going to want to work. You will not bear the burden and you are going to put in the work. Although nightmare mode is about leveraging pain to the point that it's not about just feeling bored and doing the work. It's about do the work or you're going to die. I think you're kind of getting off my kind of understanding the point that I'm saying. Put yourself in situations that you cannot get out of unless you put in the work. Nightmare mode is about seeing the light in the end of the tunnel. You know, you put yourself in the tunnel and the tunnel is dark, but you allow yourself to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And then just go like, oh, I'll just put my phone here and I'm not going to use my phone. That's not going to work. I'm sorry. Just as I mentioned, I cannot plug my video game consoles on the TV anymore. I don't have a TV. You see, there is a physical barrier that does not allow me to do the thing that I said I'm not going to do. Even if I wanted to, I cannot. You gotta understand that there is a big difference when you can and you're just using willpower, which you should not be using willpower, by the way. The thing is limited. When you're using willpower to not do it, you are going to tire yourself. You're going to waste energy thinking of, oh, I shouldn't do it. Do I do it? Do I not do it? So here's the trick. It's impossible to do it if it's impossible to do it. You're not going to do it if it's literally impossible to do it. It's like if you play too much games in your laptop, you have a gaming laptop and a work laptop, get a baseball bat and just smash your laptop to the ground. So I think you understand that. If you want to get into nightmare mode, I'd say give 1 week a try, because that 1 week it's about doing the dopamine detox. I don't think you should even try to do the nightmare mode if you haven't fixed your dopamine already. It's going to be a big problem because you're going to have the relapse. You're going to feel like trash because you're addicted to the stuff that you're stopping to use. So try doing the dopamine detox at first. Try doing it for 1 week, and then you can go into nightmare mode. Nightmare mode is not a short-term thing. Alex Becker's concept is about doing 15 days. Although my version of nightmare mode is about committing, dedicating into something that there's no deadline, you know? Since you gotta make the money back or you gotta get out of this situation that you're putting yourself in, you cannot have a specific time frame. All you gotta do is just put in the work until you get to the end of the tunnel. It's going to be hard. You're going to feel of giving up. But here's the thing. Nightmare mode does not allow you to give up. There is no giving up, you know? If you give up, if you think of giving up, you're gonna give up on giving up. There's no option. The negative outcome is so bad, they're gonna forget about giving up. For example, besides just cutting video games, I cut my friends. I don't actually have friends anymore. It's about being lonely. But as I mentioned, you have to have the light at the end of the tunnel. After I finish my nightmare mode, I am going to have high quality friends that are business owners, that we can talk about business and we can grow together. I use that as the fuel of my nightmare mode, the fuel to get out of my tunnel. That's my light. You see? It's about understanding that the situation that you are is terrible. It's completely trash and you really want to get out of that situation. So you're going to crawl your way out of hell to achieve the thing that you want. In this case, I want to make friends again. I want to have good friends. And something applies to everything else. For example, the coachings that I said, I spend way too much money on coachings, money that I don't actually have, and I had to make the money back. That's the thing. I have to make the money back. Otherwise, there's no otherwise. You get the point. So this is my concept of nightmare mode. It really works. If you study the life of any of those guys who were broke and they went millionaire, you're going to see that nightmare mode was there. They really were in that deep shit situation and they crawl out of it. That's it. That's the message that I wanted to say. Yeah, thanks for watching. I want to do more videos just talking about concepts that pop in my mind. So subscribe to the channel if you think the stuff that I do is interesting, or just like the video because it makes me happy and I like being happy. So thank you. Bye bye.